Hello and welcome to ABW Live. Oh, it's a Europa League special. Oh, and look, another away win and another clean sheet. What's going on? I don't know what the hell's happening, guys. What is happening? Let's go to the chat box, is it? I can't believe, before we've even gone live, we've already got 3 donations. I'll read those out in a second, but here we go. Bear me a tick. Right, and 235-100s there. MJL was first in the box. Matthew Wright. Thomas from Norway. Haz is there. Shunath Murali's there. Archie's in there. Sai and Vesh is in there. Data KLBC. Data KLBC is there. I didn't do it twice. It's just how the name is. Sorry. Who else is there? Stephen Edwards is there. Lars Goran N is there. Danny the GFP is there. Danny, get some tweets out, please. Come on. Chop, chop. Less talky, more worky. Let's go, please. Reese1237's there. Oh, Gunner93 is there. Hello, one and all. Pat Brady's there. And then to the donations. The magnificent Michael Harneman smashes into the 5 and says, big result to cap off what's been a good week away from home. Hopefully the injury to Rambo doesn't rule him out for the rest of the season, though. J-Rob smashes into the 5 as well. Well, folks, what a result. Hoping Rambo is not too serious an injury. And then Yvonne Okafor. Great win for Emery to celebrate his 50th game as coach. Gutted for Rambo, as we might not see him play for the Arsenal again. And Yvonne smashed in the 5 as well. Thank you, one and all. Guys, you're magnificent. And, well, you know, you're just superb. So we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Wow, what a night. Jonas Hellstrom's in there. And he just says, he smashes in with loads of krona. And he just says, tappy, tappy. That's right. That's right. Unique 79's in it. Off. Are you not trying to wind me up? Unique 79 says, see Naples and die. Not tonight. 2 more steps. Oh, God. And Ben, I got to write all these down now. In any case, with me tonight, we have Captain Shitbeard himself. It's the one and only John Welsh. Say hello, John.
Hello, John.
Never gets old. Never, ever, ever gets old. How you doing, fella?
I'm very good. Semi-finals. Here we go. I'm well happy, mate.
We're going to discuss that a little later.
Oh, you're not moaning already, for fuck's sake.
I fucking well am moaning. Have you seen, okay, Redo? Did you see someone defending tonight?
I don't care. We're in a semi-final. If we can go through and defend like that the whole way through the next 2 games in the final, if we win, couldn't give a shit.
Do you really think we're going to win defending like that? Fuck off. Right, in any case, okay? Also with us, it's making up the 3 J's. It's Josh Dorr. Say hello, Josh.
Hello, Josh. I thought you'd never introduce me, Jace. You took so fucking long with that introduction. I could hear Steve rolling in his flat in Poland going, get on with it.
Are you moaning or something?
Yeah, I am. Sorry.
Shut up. Save it for the game. Right, let's get straight to the game. Sorry, nice to have you here, Josh. John, right, before we go to the game, quick plug. Myself and John did a mental health special last week with a gentleman from Crystal Palace, a great Crystal Palace fan called Paul Price. He's superb. He's doing a walk on Sunday for the game from Selhurst Park to the Emirates, raising mental health awareness, okay? If you want to join on our Twitter feed, there's all the information you need. But there's no money involved. It's purely raising awareness for mental health. Starting off from Selhurst Park, there's meeting points at certain railway stations, etc. Finishing off at Piebury Corner, then to the Emirates. If you can support them, even if it's just a round of applause for them, that's magnificent. If you do want to listen to the podcast, it's available on iTunes or on YouTube. But please go and support them. It's all on our Twitter feed. Please go along. Please just, join in and try to really, support these guys. It's a really good cause. Right. Let's have a going into this. John, you right?
Yes, mate. Sorry, I'm just checking Twitter and seeing I'm all up to date and everything.
Good man. Get on the questions, fella. There's loads already. Lineups, what do you think? No Ozil.
I was a little surprised he wasn't in, just because he was rested. Oh God, who did we play last? Watford. Yeah, he didn't start in that game, and I thought it was because he was going to start in this. But I was happy to see 2 strikers up front. I was happy to see Ramsey starting, Xhaka in midfield. We kept the back 3, which means we had the wing backs for the attacking play, and I thought it was the right attitude. We actually went out to go and try and win the game rather than. I think which would have been, an easier thing to do would have been just to sort of sit back and try and hit him on the break and try and nick a goal, that kind of thing. We actually wanted to go out and play and try and press them high and get that goal. Because the moment we scored in the game, as long as we got the first goal, if there was only one, if there was going to be more than one goal in the game, it's going to make it so difficult for Napoli. So I thought the players went out with the right attitude, and the manager obviously, I think, picked the best lineup, and I think it was proved so tonight.
Yeah, to be fair to Unite, it was a really attacking lineup. I mean, he went for it, and good for him. Josh, there was some good. You could see the good early press from us. Napoli were again targeting Nacho with Insigne going around him and what have you, just running off his shoulder. You saw AMN put some good work in. It was a real positive start from us, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's kind of one of those we had to go out there and, as John said, get an early goal, because we really needed to kind of, in that kind of atmosphere, come across and nullify any kind of 12th man that we'd get from, or at least Napoli would get from there. I think it also helped us with bringing our own 12th man, that, Romanian linesman, who... he was superb for us in that first half. I think arguably our best player for flagging them offside consistently.
They were consistently offside. I mean, to be honest with you, they were so bloody lazy on the counter. They didn't even look across the line. Yeah, I got to be honest with you. We will get into this a bit later, but Napoli could have had 3 or 4 goals tonight, but they were just too frigging lazy.
Yeah, they had 19 chances in that game.
Yeah.
As you say, it's just one of those that in a competition that doesn't have VAR in it, you can't always trust a linesman to spot an offside. And it was just always a little bit, they're getting in and he's going to miss one. But no, he was superb this evening.
He was. Jim Howson's just piled in the donation and he says, I'm disappointed you couldn't get Lana on tonight. Jim, if you're referring to me shooting my mouth off the other day, she made a good point, to be fair to her, did Lana. And, it's more luck than judgment that we won tonight, I think. John, 10 minutes in, we've got some good play. We've got good pressure. No clear-cut chances at that point, though. Xhaka, he's only just back from injury. He's looking a little bit rusty, but trying to play himself into the game, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought that, again, he's got this thing of where his long passing tends to be better than his short game, especially when he's just coming back in from either an injury or if he's had to spell out the team for selection or whatever. And he looked a little bit rusty at times. And I think Napoli looked at him as the one to target in the midfield, just because they know he's a little bit slower and they try and get round him a bit more. They've got Alan, who likes to press, and Zielinski in there, who are trying to get round him and trying to just nick the ball off him when he can. I thought he had a decent game. He was okay, but there was still some rustiness. You could see a few misplaced passes and sometimes under hit pass that sold a player a bit short, maybe got him in trouble, possible puts him in a 50-50 challenge, that kind of thing.
It's a big ask for him, to be fair. It was a big ask of him. Josh, then we see Koscielny playing the ball across his own box. I mean, didn't he learn from the United game last season? Napoli turned it over, but the chance is blocked. At that point, where was your heart in your mouth?
A little bit, yeah. To be fair, you know what we've been like with our defence. The stats are now looking better, but it's still that kind of question of this since turn of the year. Are we just more lucky? Is that what it is? Are we better at defending, or are we just luckier?
I think we're luckier. Tonight.
Yeah, I think until we kind of see the stats of like expected goals versus actually conceding, it's something that I expect someone like Albinio to start putting out recently, because we've only conceded 10 goals since the turn of the year.
It's more luck than judgment, isn't it? You look at Monday night, there's a sending off. Credit to Watford, they played well, but tonight, some of the chances that they missed. I mean, Milik, this boy comes with a huge reputation, but it's absolutely, he had how many chances tonight? He couldn't hit a cow's ass. The banjo, it was ludicrous. It really was. But at that point, I was a bit scared. John, you see Cech save from Callahan. Aubameyang sort of gets confused on the edge of the box trying to play to Ramsey. They break beautifully. Cech, it's a great save from him, isn't it? The counter was superb from Napoli. But to be fair to Cech, there's been a lot of people saying we should play Leno, etc. But Cech, he made sure the save.
Yeah, I don't think there's that much between Cech and Leno. I think the difference is in the how they play it out from the back. One's good with their feet and one isn't. In terms of actual goalkeeping ability, I don't think there's a lot in it. And if anything, I think Cech's better at coming for crosses and dealing with aerial balls. So it doesn't surprise me making that save. If I'm being brutally honest, Callahan should probably do better. He's put it close enough that Cech, it's not an easy save because Cech's going the other direction. He has to, take it with his feet. But Callahan should be put in that bottom left corner, further away, the other side of Cech, really. So, I'm glad. As we were decent tonight. I didn't think we were as good as we were in the first leg by any means. But Napoli again were disappointing.
Yeah, they were. Josh, you get Milik putting the ball in the back of the net, but he's way offside. But there was some really nice interplay from Napoli at that point, wasn't there? You could see why they've been so good all season.
Yeah, definitely. They've been the way they kind of, as you say, with that kind of counter-attack, kind of broke through our lines. It was something that was worrying, as you said, the likes of Callahan getting in behind Kolasinac, and it's one of those that when you've got that kind of three at the back, or five at the back, you kind of get a little bit worried about how disciplined those fullbacks are going to be. And we know with Maitland-Niles, who I don't expect this to be a final position for Arsenal, and so him being ill-disciplined in that position is kind of almost a given. But Kolasinac, left wing back, is his, that's his position. That's what we brought him in from, and that's what made him player of the season in the Bundesliga. So that him getting in so easily was a bit worrying, especially with then, we know Nacho's a great defender and has been wonderful for Arsenal for years, but he's only getting older, and comes with that getting slower. So having pace running at him was a little bit worrying.
It was. John, not long afterwards, Milik heads wide. It's a free header. It doesn't even hit the target. Koscielny plays everybody on side. Him and Nacho all at sea. My God, how aren't we 2-0 down?
Yeah, again, Milik is, I think he's Napoli's top goal scorer. It might be, one or two different between him and Mertens. I can't remember the exact stats, but I would expect him to at least, hit the target with that. I was really surprised. And the chance you spoke about earlier where he was called offside and he scored, did little dink over Cech, that kind of worried me, because those little balls that Insigne plays where they're not they're sort of crosses into the box, but the way he does them and the sort of pace, it really deceives the defence. And I thought if they get one chance where they actually work the offside trap and beat it, then we're going to be in trouble, especially, if they scored the first goal. So the fact, again, he was off his game tonight was a good thing for us.
Yeah, thankfully, because there was so many clear-cut chances. Meanwhile, John, we had chances ourselves. Okay? You know, what you saw Ramsey and Lacazette and Aubameyang working well together, but we weren't quite creating clear-cut chances, were we?
Yeah, there was nothing like really, really obvious goal-scoring chance. I think you had like Aubameyang had one, and then there was one where like Ramsey, the ball sort of fired into him in the box, and he can't quite get it out of his feet, and then he gets swamped by Napoli players. I think he gives a foul away against Alan. But as good as our sort of progress was through the midfield and using Kolasinac in particular, and the link up with Ramsey, Laka, and Alba, it was nothing like end product final there for us. But I don't know. I felt comfortable throughout the game. I didn't feel, I didn't feel overly worried. I don't think. I thought at some point we were going to get a chance, just because what I did see was that although, Napoli obviously can create things and they will go forwards and break quickly, there's, their fullbacks aren't the best in the world. They're playing a centre-back at right-back, essentially. Goulam's only just come back from injury at left-back. And other than Koulibaly, Chiriches he's all right, but he's not a great centre-half. And you saw a few times where Aubameyang was like one-on-one and they either got a good tackle in or his touch wasn't quite there or something. So you knew we were going to get a chance at some point, like a really good chance in the game. Well,
Josh, coming to you on this, Aubameyang shoots straight at Merit. You had some really good work from AMN and Rambo, but, it was a poor effort, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think, I hoped that the goal he got against Watford would kind of push him back into that level we saw from him earlier in the season, and kind of the reason why he's got, 18 goals in the Premier League and he's third top goal scorer. But it's kind of, again, worrying that kind of opportunity comes to him, and we'll talk about it in the second half inevitably.
Yeah.
That miss. There's just something missing from him at the moment. And I don't know if it's that yard of pace or it just seems like he's a striker on the decline.
Well, I'm not sure what decline, but what you saw, Josh. I mean, from my perspective, I was looking at this and I thought, we've got plenty of nice interplay going forward. It wasn't even Stevens. They've had more of the ball, more of the pressure, more of the chances, but we were pushing them back, we were holding them back, and we were worrying them. But that final ball, whether it be Collar on coming down the left, or whether it be sort of Aubameyang, up the middle, we weren't quite getting it right, were we?
Yeah, we were missing a kind of playmaker in that regard. Aaron Ramsey isn't a playmaker in that. He needs someone to work off to kind of drive himself up the field, and the other players we've got on the pitch at the time don't really help us. It was almost like we were crying out for Mesut Ozil in that point, someone that knows how to pick that final ball. When Mkhitaryan turned up for his minor cameo.
Balls, but they seem to get under people's feet, don't they?
Yeah, so that's a bad pass. That's not bad control, because it takes two to tango. A decent ball doesn't go underneath your player's foot. You put it with enough space that they can open up and do what they need to do with it, and I think that's the problem.
So counter argument to that, you saw Napoli. They were swarming in defence, weren't they? They were getting around whenever we were entering the box. To be fair, there were 3 or 4 people around the ball carrier every single time.
Yeah, and we should have players that are able to cope with that. It's not like teams press us. This is a whole new thing. We're now in a Premier League that's been, Klopp came in and brought kind of the Gegenpressing with him. We've seen, even like the likes of Huddersfield with their German manager bringing in this kind of pressing. Pochettino, another manager. It's not a brand new thing for Arsenal to come up against a team that might swarm us. When we used to play Barcelona in the Champions League, that was kind of a new thing because we didn't get that in the league. Now it's every other game we're getting pressed. Even Watford pressed us in that kind of way. Yeah. It's not a new thing for a squad to kind of deal with that pressure. And the way we're dealing with it at the moment isn't good enough.
Fair comment. I mean, the one thing I would say to them is they were on a high. The crowd were behind them. It sounded like a great atmosphere. John, then we get Ramsey stretches for a ball. There's a hammy issue there. And Mkhitaryan comes on to replace him. Oh, I was a bit concerned at that point.
That worried me In terms of the game itself, I did think at first I wasn't actually worried about the game too much itself. I thought, okay, we'll bring on. I was actually kind of hoping Ozil would come on, which I know is very weird for me to say, over Mkhitaryan. But when I saw it was him, I thought, okay, yeah, all right, he wasn't great. His away performances aren't always the best, but he's a similar kind of player. He's closer to Ramsey than I guess Ozil is. But in terms of the rest of our season, the injury itself did worry me because, I don't know, hamstring is what, 3 weeks? If it's not too bad.
We will come to that later. We'll come to that. You know, we got to wait and see, haven't we? But you know, the concern is that, well, we will go on to the game now.
Yeah.
Josh, then, you know, not long after the free kick, you know, within seconds, Lacazette wins a free kick, and he decides to. I thought it was going to be Xhaka all day long taking this, but talk me through it.
Yeah, I think Alex Merritt thought Xhaka was going to take this all day long as well, because that's the movement he made when Laka hit it. He takes a step to his right, Laka's put it to his left, and he's just left rooted to the spot because it's a beautiful free kick in terms of up and over the wall, and then kind of nestles in the bottom left corner from the goalkeeper's perspective. You know, it doesn't need a lot of height on it because he's just done the keeper with the eyes. And it's absolutely superb. That's the first goal, direct free kick we've scored in Europe since Emery in 2002.
Jesus, is it?
Yeah.
Friggin' heck, I didn't realise that. John, Josh has just mentioned that Laka did Merritt with the eyes. I genuinely thought, I looked at the replay of it, and you could see the two men in the wall pushing to one side as Laka was taking the free kick up. I mean, the free kick goes around the extra man on the end of the wall. I thought Merritt had eyes on those two men and
he's followed that. Yeah, he's followed the movement of the players in the wall, and just, I don't know, maybe he can't. I assume he's got no eyes on the ball whatsoever, because when he takes a step in, as soon as he sees the ball, we know he's gone the wrong way and he's not getting it. And I know there's a few people in the chat saying Merritt's not a good keeper, but I mean he is. He's a very good goalkeeper. He's still very young as well and only going to get better. So he'll be really disappointed with that. It's a good free kick from Lacazette, don't get me wrong. Like, he's absolutely smashed it. The pace he gets on the ball and the direction and everything is fantastic, and I hope we get to see him take some more. But I think Merritt, looking back at that, will be disappointed that he's gone the wrong way there.
Massively, but what a wonderful free kick.
Look, like I said before, I don't care in terms of, especially in cup competitions, I don't care about performance. I want results, you know. And the goal is fantastic. The hit's great and everything. And whether the keeper judges it wrong or not, I couldn't give a shit, you know. Just brilliant goal. And I'm happy that Laka's got it, because if there's one guy in this team who has probably worked harder than... I mean, I don't think there is a player who's worked harder than him all this season. And he did those little bits of glory. I know he does it for the team and it's all about the team. Those little bits just for personal sake as a player, I think is brilliant.
You know what? Okay, you know, you see players coming in out of form, okay, and the one thing Lacazette personifies is a great work ethic, okay? And if you're not having the best of times in front of goal or on the pitch, what will get you back into playing well is working hard. And Alexander Lacazette, I absolutely adore the way he gets around the park. He puts everything into it. To be fair, Aubameyang tonight, we'll come on to him later. There's a bit of the chat box have been discussing him a little bit, but you know, you look at the work rate of these guys in closing down and what have you. And Lacazette he's an example to every young player. He's just superb. He's magnificent in that respect. Josh, Aubameyang struggles to get on the end of a great Lacazette cross. We had a couple of moments coming up to the end of the second half as well, but we couldn't quite make it happen, could we? Once you've answered that, pass on to John, please. I'm going to get another beer.
All right. I kind of agree that we couldn't really put things in. I think after we scored, we kind of sat back because it was a case of, right, we don't need to get another goal, right? Once we get that away goal, it was 4 goals needed for Napoli, and Our defence hasn't been great through the season, but I think we could have hung our hats and been pretty happy with not, or being pretty pragmatic. We probably wouldn't concede 4 goals in this game. There was a couple of bits of nice gamesmanship because Napoli were then on us trying to get this goal because, just before half-time is where they're going to get that kind of gain the ascendancy. It's same as thing they needed to do roughly than they did at the start of the game. But I would like to mention, John, was reckon to Lauren Koscielny having to do his laces for a bit.
I thought it was great. You saw from both teams tonight, the call it dark hearts, shithousery, whatever you want to call it. I thought we did it very well. Cech took his time as much as he could. I don't think he overstepped the mark, although the referee apparently did. Koscielny doing his laces with his boots there. Kolasinac, Xhaka, a couple of them when they went down and stuff, they were grabbing a bit of their body that definitely wasn't hit. And then you saw the other side of it, which was Napoli. Every time they got touched, they try and fall down. They're claiming for a penalty, free kicks, whatever they can get to try and win something in the game. And you, from both sides, you see exactly why teams do that and why they try and buy things. So, I love that from Kos. And I think that I've enjoyed that all season, not just from him, but from a lot of the players, where we've become or seem to have become a lot more cynical. I don't know if we actually have or I've just noticed it more.
It's strange, isn't it? It was nice to see us being a little bit more cynical and what have you. But, you compare us to Napoli's cynicism and we are still absolute amateurs at it.
Yeah, to be fair, we weren't in the position where we needed to score 4 goals, so we probably didn't need to do it as much. I will also say we don't play in Serie A. We're not an Italian team. Look, I love the Italian team, but they're very good at, they'll go for anything they can get.
It's a bit of a joke, to be honest. I looked at it, and the end of the second half, I noticed, Napoli is when Rambo went down injured, they're surrounding the referee, etc. They're just a fucking disgrace. And you can say it's a cultural thing and what have you, but it's too petty. This is why they're a shit club. You know what I mean? That's why it's a shit league. Okay? And that's end of story. Right? But it's just end of story.
Until next season when Ramsey plays there, obviously, then it's one of the best leagues in the world.
It's still a shit league. We're a magnificent club with magnificent players, aren't they? Sorry, I can't keep that going. Right, that's the end of the first half, guys. All right. Hello, chat box. How the devil are you? John Aranguran is in there. Mr. Bob Blex is in there. Unique 79, Loki 73, Matthew Hudson. John Welsh gave me crabs is in there. Daniel Kupka's in there. Chris Baird's in there. No, Chris, I'm only getting a beer for myself. And it's an Italian beer. Ooh la la. Pete Colson's there. Unique 79, Archie. Cactus Jack 81 is there. Hello. Marble Halls TV. Hello. Rudy Rastlos. Hello. Michael Hahnemann. You are correct. It's tappy time. Sean Moosh is there. Arsenio Wonga's there. Archie says, I'm ready. I like it. Second, I just need to sip beer. It's bank holiday weekend. Easter is here. And just like Easter, guys, when Jesus rose from the grave, okay, you need to fucking rise these likes. I got 78 likes and there's 245 of you in the chat box. Who the fuck do you think you are? Genuinely now, okay? Do you think you'll merit, trying to save a free kick? Because you're that bad at the moment? Be like Jesus. Come back from the dead. Come on, give it a tap. 81 now, that's not good enough. I expect 150 too sweet. Come on, why do you have to put up with this? Why? Why do I have to put up with this? Okay, this is shameful. Honestly, Jesus wept, people. You come in here, you get free content, okay? Oh, Daniel Kupka, thumbs down for you, Jason. I appreciate the thumbs down, Daniel. That's really nice of you. Arsenio Wonga, I was the 77th like. You are forgiven. You get to have a nice bank holiday weekend. The rest of you, I don't know what you're doing in your life. I've only got 96. Formerly, Tanashi Kaseki. Oi, from West Wales, Carmarthen. Hello, Tanashi Kaseki. I'm from Ammanford. How are you, fella? Yeah, Andrew Thompson's in there. And he says, what's with Josh being on the casting couch? Well, Andrew Thompson, if you give us a like, you'll see more of Josh on the casting couch. That's what we like to see, isn't it? But come on, people.
I don't think anybody wants to see my pasty body bouncing up and down of anybody.
Not with that ginger beard, fella. Not with that ginger beard.
But
let's get it straight. Okay, let's get this straight, people. Okay, don't shame your parents here now. Start tapping the like button. We got 97. I expect that over the 100. 96, for fuck's sakes. You're just winding me up now. I expect over the 100 straight away. Otherwise, I'll be back, okay? Let's get going. Right, on to the second half. Josh. Napoli break early on us. Great work from Insigne. Ruiz skies it. That was the sign of things to come.
Sorry, you said that to me?
Yeah. I said Josh. I mean you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't listening. What did you say? Something about the second half.
Copy.
Yeah, I heard that bit. And I was talking to the chat box.
Do you see what I got to put up with? Oh, look, Boots TX says, Hola from Grand Junction, Colorado. A Colorado Gooner here. Hello, Boots TX. How the devil are you? Oh, I tell you what. The shit I have to put up with. We got over 100 likes now. I'm a bit happier. 150, please. Tappy. Let's get going. Sorry, Josh. Early Napoli break. You get great work from Insigne. He crosses it to Ruiz, but Ruiz skies it. That was the sign of things to come, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the sign that they didn't really know how to finish more than anything. You left now, Jace. What am I meant to do now? Oh, basically being the host. This we've got to work with, people. Host just goes off for no reason. Good thing you took your headphones out. Wouldn't hear it. Back to you, Jace. Anyway, just said that they couldn't hit, as a bit like you did. They couldn't hit a barn door with the proverbial.
A cow's arse of the banjo, it is, mate. John Merritt saves from Aubameyang. Great ball from Mkhitaryan. It was point blank. He should have saved it, shouldn't he?
Yeah, I would say Aubameyang should be scoring. Like Merritt save, fine. But Aubameyang's got to score that for me. Seriously. I don't know how he didn't score that. It was disappointing. His other all-round play was really, really good tonight, but he definitely should have scored. Jesus Christ, where's all these donations come from? Do you want me to read these out, Jace?
Stick on the goal. These people are just, what the hell is going on here? Stick on the goal, mate.
I mean, yeah, he's got to score it. I'm sorry. But I don't want to complain because we're through to the semi-final, but it's like my one sort of it's my one gripe of the night is that we should have scored another goal, and that was it.
It was an awful miss, Josh. You know, I mean, he could have placed it. It was a great cross from Mkhitaryan. To be fair to him, he's got, you know, it's point blank. He's shot it straight at the keeper, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know what more I can say about it. It was a shit shot. You know. I think he's been too cute about it. Just trap it. The keeper's assuming you're going to take a shot anyway and then go over and just dink it over him. You know, I'm making it sound like it's so easy to score a goal and I could definitely replace a £60 million striker for the Arsenal. But you'd think he'd have that kind of intelligence to, you know, sit the keeper down, put it in. You know, he's not been great in front of goal for a good number of weeks. So perhaps he just needs to be a bit, you know, instead of going for the kind of no-look finish, actually look and then finish. Because at the moment, and I think I've likened him now to Fernando Torres in his last full season at Liverpool.
Oof.
So have you seen Torres' stats for his last full season at Liverpool? It's actually very good. No. It's 18 goals in 22 league games. But he then has that summer and falls off a cliff. And I think that's where we're at this point with Aubameyang, that it's almost time to get rid.
Maybe so. Well, we wait and see. Well, that's a bit harsh. Michael Hernandez smashes in twice, actually, with $4.99 twice. So we really appreciate that. And he says, got to go, gentlemen. I'll watch the rest of the show tomorrow. Up the Arsenal. And his daughter, Aliyah Milan, is listening with him. Aliyah, how are you? I hope you're well. Greetings from Wales and the UK. We hope you're enjoying. Apologies for the foul language.
Wales is in the UK. What are you saying Wales and the UK for?
To you it is. To me it's not. Okay. So, Aliyah, we hope you're having a good time. Hope you enjoyed the game. Hope you enjoyed the Arsenal win. Onwards. And your dad's a top bloke as well. So thank you very much for being part of it. We really appreciate it. And then Michael says, got to he's done it twice. He's done it twice. Exactly the same message. He's nuts. But Michael Hernandez, you're a rock star. And Aliyah, you're a top girl as well. Thank you very much. Then Jonas Segnan Berg pops in with so many krona I can't count. I don't know what the hell's going on. I already gave you a thumb, Jason. Why are you so angry at me? I thought my thumb would make you happy, but it didn't. Jonas, your thumb always makes me happy. That's all I can say. Jesus, this chat box is getting worse, isn't it? John, we see a lot of Napoli pressure then. And actually, at this point in the second half, we are defending well, aren't we? You know, for as much as there are some moments in this game where our defending is Keystone Cops and we get away with one, at this point, we're defending quite well. The unit's working well. How do you feel at that point?
Again, I still felt quite comfortable. They had the brief spell sort of for 5-10 minutes in the first half and a little bit at the start of the second half. But other than that, I thought we defended pretty well. I know Koscielny was at fault for, playing some people on the side. But other than that one sort of, it was pretty basic error for someone of his experience. I thought he was really, really good tonight. He defended brilliantly. I thought he was passing out, especially to the wing-backs. There's one thing I've noticed since we've been playing this back three a lot more. His passing out to either Kolasinac or Maitland-Niles has been superb. He really opens up the field for us. Nacho, again, I thought looked, they were clearly targeting him, but I thought everything that was on the deck he did pretty well with. Anything over the top, he did struggle a little bit, so I do think his legs are going. Socrates, I thought was good again, throwing his body in front of everything. And the fullbacks as well, the wingbacks as well themselves. Kolasinac isn't someone we generally talk about defending, but I thought he got back well tonight. He covered when he could. Maitland-Niles, I thought was he just didn't look out of place at all on that pitch tonight. And it's
superb.
Yeah, and it's very impressive. And look, don't get me wrong, that's not the best Napoli can play, but you are still playing at the Sao Paulo against Napoli. No, it's not Juventus. No, it's not AC Milan, but it's still a big team, and that's a big atmosphere to play in. And he looked perfectly comfortable. I know he's very cool and relaxed, but there's a difference between having an attitude and actually doing it with the ball as well. For on and off the ball tonight, he was really, really good.
Yeah, I got to be honest, Steve. Koscielny, I know he passed across the box, which annoyed the crap out of me. And I know he stuffed up on playing offside earlier on. But I thought Laurent Koscielny was head and shoulders the best player in the park for us today.
Yeah, I genuinely think, we've said this a couple of times now this season in the last few shows that both surprised how many games he's managed to play, the fact he came back from that injury, and, how well he's actually played as well. Because I didn't think he'd be able to play to this sort of level. And he really does make a huge difference, I think, when he's in our defence. We do look so much more solid. And I'm really grown into this, loving this back three now. I know our away performances have been pretty poor, but we've conceded 1 goal in 7 games. That's, when you look at stats like that, you think, that's very good.
You can only play what's in front of you, and we got away with a couple tonight.
Yeah.
We got away with 3 or 4 tonight. But I you can talk with Socrates and Nacho all you want. Head and shoulders, the best defender in the park was Koscielny, and he cleared up so much that they didn't have to do too much.
Yeah,
that's how it looked like to me.
Koscielny was that good that we could afford to play with 10 men for a bit whilst Nacho went off for a poo.
I've got that down. I've given you credit as well.
Yeah.
Why do you have to bring that up now?
Because it's about the time in the game it happened.
No, it's not.
We were in the second half, and he went for a poo in the second half.
Yeah. Okay.
By that
fair
bit,
enough.
I'm close.
Oh, it's one of those, isn't it? I mean, I just thought Cos tonight was, I just thought he was superb. Josh, sticking with you, Churches or whatever his name is gets away with one on Lacazette. It's just outside the box. I thought the referee had given it, but he gave a corner. They got a little lucky there, didn't they?
Yeah, I totally agree. The way that we were kind of shaping up for free kicks, I think Laka would have fancied his arm at that one as well.
Yeah.
I would just say to Chris Knight, we can go into it in more detail if you like about Nacho going for a poo, because Jace has obviously got a bit on it as well. So we continue going through it.
Chris will come to that in a second, mate. Yeah, I mean, you see Insigne effort brought back clearly offside. So he shot. You see Insigne shoot straight. A poor effort. Sorry, Josh. Sorry, boys. John, you see Insigne on the break. A poor effort which goes straight to Cech. His yards offside doesn't get flagged. Again, we got a little lucky again, didn't we?
Yeah, but the last few games, couple of weeks now, we've been playing quite high lines and we've been playing the offside trap a lot more. And in particular against Napoli over the two legs, we played it a hell of a lot. And I think for the most part, we got it bang on. I don't think the referee got a call wrong tonight. The linesman, sorry, in terms of offside.
He did on that one. Insigne was miles. He's miles aside.
I mean, in terms of calling it the wrong way for them, not for, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I just thought the defence played it perfectly. And, sometimes it's that fine balance when you're doing it offside, again, especially against a team that has got pace. If you do pull it off, it's great. And they just have nothing in the game. And Insigne himself must have been offside flagged, 10 times or something ridiculous in the game? It's absurd.
It was nuts. Josh, then we see Xhaka replaced by Elneny. People have a pop at Elneny, but Xhaka, he's just come back from injury. He's worked hard. He's tried playing himself into the game. So I thought, it's a decent enough. Elneny's going to run all day for you and what have you. It's a decent enough substitution. But at that point, Nacho Monreal sees an opportunity.
He does.
Because he slips off the pitch. And what does he go for, Josh?
He goes to drop the kids off at the pool.
Goes for a dump, doesn't he?
Does. I believe that's the case. He hasn't confirmed it. I did tweet him to ask that, just in case he was on the phone whilst he was there.
He looked a lot lighter coming back, didn't he?
Yeah, he was very agile on his feet afterwards.
And he looked very satisfied.
Don't we all? He had, I think what gave it away was a little bit of tissue paper that he had on the bottom of his boot as he ran out.
Jesus.
Yeah, because it was interesting, that substitution, because just beforehand, Iwobi was ready to come on. And from the angle I had, and looking at my iPad, I was like, oh, are we bringing Elneny on? And they were like, no, it's Iwobi. And then suddenly they did a big switch. Iwobi kind of got sat back down. And I don't know if it's one of those that we thought, oh, we'll take Xhaka off. And Nacho's kind of gone signalled, oh, I'm going to quickly pop off. I need to do a poo. Better off putting Elneny to cover him rather than Iwobi for the next 5 minutes or so whilst he grabs a copy of the Telegraph.
Yeah, absolutely. At the same time, Xhaka went off and Insigne was substituted, John. And that's all the cameraman did was pan across to him, looking heartbroken on the sideline. Did you laugh as much as I laughed at it?
I did laugh. The funny thing is, this is the sort of thing that could get Ancelotti sacked, not the result, the subbing Insigne off, because the ultras will go so nuts about it. Because, right, don't get me wrong, Insigne was offside a lot, but I thought he was their most dangerous player. He looked like the one most likely to create something. He was the one getting on the ball the most. He was the one getting in behind Nacho when he could. And when he subbed him off, I was like, oh, well, this is brilliant. Now, like, any worry I had has just gone from the game. And he was so miserable. He won't be speaking to Carlo for quite some time. So much for man management.
To be honest, he just missed chance the very century to get that sort of stuff in.
I mean, I know this is not a Napoli podcast, this is an Arsenal one, but it struck me as weird. I just thought, why are you not taking off Callahan, who's put every single cross out for, he's nearly cleared him out the stadium on the other side.
Funny enough, the next line is Callahan fires over again.
Yeah, it made no sense to me.
The only thing I saw Callahan all game, okay, was him holding his nose whenever anybody walked past him.
Yeah.
He was an absolute joke, he was, Callahan. I mean, this is the thing, to be fair, look, I'm not here to bash Napoli, okay, or to bash Italian football. But my God, they could be playing now when they wouldn't have scored.
Yeah.
They were pathetic. It was all piss and wind from them. And no actual, they played some nice football in and around, but they just could not. And we made enough mistakes tonight, but they could not get a shot on target. And to be fair, when they did, Cech was there.
Yeah.
Josh, you then see Iwobi subbed on for Lacazette. We've made all the substitutions. It's 23 minutes to go. Did that worry you?
No, not really. Arsene Wenger isn't in the dugout, so it's just odd that we get substitutions at different times. I think that's about it, really. John's broken from that comment. I think you might have to go and have a lie down. But yeah, in terms of, I didn't see what the worry was. We've taken, one player's gone off for an injury, and then we've taken two of our key players off for our next game. We're going to need Lacazette and we're going to need Xhaka for the next run of games to the end of the season. And we've got 20.
You've seen Torreira grab his thigh at one point. If you do get an injury, you're playing the last 20 minutes of 10 men or however long is left.
Yeah, but we need to take someone off because Xhaka is more important to us as a player. He has been for 3 seasons. People might love or hate him, mostly hate him, but he is an important player in our midfield, especially with Ramsey coming off. Yeah, so I'd say Lacazette, look at him scoring for us at the moment. He is our informed striker, and we don't need to score another goal against Napoli, do we? Because they need to score 4 against us. And if they're going to start breaking at us to try and get these 3 or 4 goals, who's the best striker out of the 2 to have left up there? Aubameyang with his pace.
That's a fair comment. But the thing is,
leave them there. And Jace, I'm not worrying about it. I think you're worrying for worry's sake on that.
But Josh, I'd shot my mouth off a couple of weeks ago saying we were going to win home and away. And if we hadn't have won this away, I'd have been fuming.
But yeah, that's your problem, not mine.
Jake, you know all, so you didn't have anything to worry about. And also the other thing, Xhaka was on a card. If he got a yellow, then he misses the semi. He didn't get cards, so all the yellows are wiped. So actually, I think we've made we've had a go at Unai for some of the subs he's made in games, last few. Yeah. Even when he has won and stuff, they've all looked a little bit weird. I think tonight he did everything perfect, did the right things.
Fair enough.
Ramsey one was enforced, but I thought Xhaka coming off, protect him. You don't want to miss him for the semi-final. Josh summed it up perfectly. We're at the point where Napoli have got to score 4 goals. It's fantastic.
It's not the first time he's subbed with 20 plus minutes to go. He's used all the subs.
Yeah.
And that's in a Premier League game where it's 3 points at stake.
Where we haven't got Chase, would you only ever make 2 substitutions in a game just in case someone goes down injured in the 90th minute?
No, I wouldn't, but I got to be honest with you, it's something which does worry me at times. It does worry me at times.
That's why you've got so many lines in your head, Jace. You worry too much. They're all worry lines.
Oh,
I'll go on mute.
You've pushed a button. You've pushed a button. Jace, don't forget this is an audio format. So people are not watching.
Say goodbye to Josh. You won't be hearing from him for a while. Take care. John, Milik then gets gets caught in the end of a Rui cross, okay? He just fires over again. Again, they're creating chances, but nothing's kind of happening, is it?
Yeah, and I mean, again, good for us. The strikers had an off night. Their attacking players had an off night. I thought we defended pretty well for the most part. Not the best defensive performance we put in all season by far. I think that's fair to say. But look, there were at no point were we going to get through these 2 legs and Napoli not have chances. We knew that. and they had chances in both games. And the difference is, we took ours, they didn't take theirs.
Yeah,
and that's what it comes down to. And that, I think that's where you see the difference in quality, the difference in level between the two leagues. I do think obviously the Premier League is a more competitive league than Serie A is, so it's going to keep you sharper. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to say other than I thought this was like a really good, just solid away performance in Europe. We did exactly what we needed to do.
No, it was. What do you think of the Cech yellow for time wasting?
I thought it seemed very quick that the ref went to do it. I mean, I'm not overly bothered about it. I don't care. I think it's kind of funny. I can't imagine that.
It was bizarre though. He just placed the ball down.
Yeah.
He got on the other side. It was that pressure from Napoli.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. The crowd getting on his back. I said to you before this game on the last show that half the stadium will be empty, but you'll still be really, really loud. So maybe the referee feels the pressure a little bit. Let me put it this way: I wouldn't want to piss off Napoli fans if I was the referee, because you still got to get out of it. They will know they will know different ways in and out of that stadium and where the referee's room is and everything else, I'm sure. So yeah, maybe he felt a little bit of pressure there.
Maybe. Then you see Kos misses a cross. It hits Monreal and it goes straight to Cech. My God, at that point, John, he must have thought, oh, what the hell's happening here?
Yeah, I mean, this is the difference. I mean, that last season and maybe for a few years ago, that's the sort of thing where that goal would go in, we'd concede, and then the whole team would collapse. Whereas at the moment, we've got the luck with everything's hitting at the right time of the season, right at the right end of it, and it's all going our way. It was nice the fact they could there was a little wry smile afterwards, sort of how it's gone, how that went. But yeah, thankfully it did fall straight to Cech. But I think even if that had gone in, I still don't think they're scoring 3. They just weren't on it.
The game's done by then. It's just the case of I shot my mouth off a couple of weeks ago. I need us to win. You know what I mean? If I'm going to be Billy Big Bollocks, give it all that. We need us to win. You see Koscielny then, a fantastic aerial cut out. I don't know who played the ball in from Milik, but it was a lovely ball. And the agility after all those injuries to get up there and cut that out was fantastic, wasn't it? It's back to you, John. He's on the naughty.
Oh, sorry, yeah, he's still on the naughty step, isn't he?
He's still on the naughty step for a bit.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant. It was a lovely ball in, but yeah, again, still cutting it out. And again, it's that time as well in the game where there's only a few minutes left. You don't even need to put the effort in anymore. There's no way they're scoring 4 goals. And even if it did get in, he's with the way he's been performing all night, it's just not going to go in regardless. But yeah, just to keep their concentration all the way to the end. Because that's how much they want the clean sheet. And again, that's huge confidence. Even though the players, Napoli did get in a few times and had a few chances. The fact that they can say, we kept a clean sheet against Napoli twice. We're only the second team to go to the Sao Paulo and win against them. Juventus are the only other team who've gone there and won this season.
No, that's a fair comment.
Don't get me wrong, this is not the Napoli that were performing the way they were at the start of the season. But this is the Napoli who went and beat Liverpool at Anfield. They got results. Their group was like Liverpool and PSG, wasn't it? And I think they got 10 points and still went out. So,
They drew with the PSG at home, didn't they? Yeah. But look, it's a great win. Okay, Gary Donahue smashes in a donation, and he says, "Socrates, dark arts master." Well, he was a peacemaker tonight, wasn't he? He was that business of Koulibaly. It was quite funny to watch. Josh, come back off the naughty step. At the end of the game, you see Mkhitaryan firing a free kick over, but on 90 minutes, the thing that got me, you still see Aubameyang chasing down everything. I thought Aubameyang worked his socks off tonight. He chased and pressed all night. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, he did. I was a bit surprised that I thought he would have got there a little quicker to certain situations. There was a couple of, I think, runs he got in leg race with Koulibaly, and to be honest, did have a couple of yards on him and just still couldn't necessarily get there. I thought on the Mickey free kick, though, I'm not sure why we went for goal. I would have just got them all to line up there and then just played it right back into the corner. Really, just mess with them. Bit of time wasting. I don't think we need to do that at 93 minutes.
You had Socrates had come up for it. You had all sorts of things, and it was just I thought it was a lazy effort from Mkhitaryan. But there you go. But that's the game, guys. That's the game. Josh, I'm going to start with you, and I'm going to come back to John. I want to talk about Henrik Mkhitaryan's performance tonight because I thought he was utter shit. Okay, I thought he's an embarrassment again tonight. I thought he was lazy. I thought, it was a great cross from him that Aubameyang should have scored from, but he did not put any effort in again tonight. He is the Arsenal hide-and-seek champion for me. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, he was an Aubameyang miss away from having an okay game, basically. I think everything else we saw from him, he's one of those quintessential wingers that we've had for a while, really. I'm thinking back to players like Alex Hleb that we've had previously. Those kind of very good going forwards, a joy to watch, but do they offer you anything going backwards? Not really. There are a couple of occasions where, Maitland-Niles was making the run ahead of him, breaking further up, and he's filling in for him at right back, and you're wondering, now, is he filling in at right back because he wants to be defensively solid? Or is he filling in at right back so he doesn't actually have to run further up the field to join in with the play? Yeah, I know what you mean with the kind of... It was worrying, especially his form at the moment, that he's just keeps getting... It's like we're trying to play him through this form, and it's not necessarily working for us at the moment.
Absolutely. I mean, look, John, you saw him... He had a poor game against Everton. When he came on against Napoli last week, he looked, to be fair to him, like he wanted it, okay? There was some vim and vigour to his performance. Tonight, he comes in to replace Rambo. He's playing 10. It's the position he wants to play, apparently. Okay? It's the position he's best at, apparently. And I just thought this is worse than the Watford performance from him. This guy, there's £1 million a month walking out the door with this numpty. And tonight, he showed absolutely nothing. He showed no desire. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, he was disappointing. I mean, I don't like to focus on it because we're through to the semis, and that's obviously the most important thing. But it's worrying that he's like the team have been for a lot of the season, in that he's so Jekyll and Hyde that he's seemingly very, very good at home and just can't perform away. So I don't know. He refused to take because I know it's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves because we've still got the semi-final to do. But if we do get to the final, it's in Baku. Armenians are not allowed in Azerbaijan, isn't it? Baku is in, I think. I'm getting my countries right. They offered him special discompensation before that he could enter, and he chose not to take it because he didn't want to offend anyone. I assumed that he would have the same attitude again, so maybe he wouldn't play in the final. But in terms of next season and everything else, there's still a question mark over whether he stays or not.
A question for both of you. If you've got the opportunity to get him through the door this summer, would you? Josh, you first.
Josh has just disappeared. He's done a Monreal.
Oh, he's gone for a poo, is he? Josh has gone for a poo, everyone.
I think he said he's gone for a wee, but there you go. He's called it a nap.
I hope he shaves that ginger beard off. John, would you get him gone?
I think for the money he's on, I don't care how much money a player earns. It's more the fact that the money he's earning prevents us from getting someone else, if that makes sense. So I think we could get someone who will offer more consistently, probably on lower wages. So I would look to move him on if we can. But it's whether we can because of the wage he's on.
To be honest, I'd get him to the door straight away. If it's 10 million quid, I'd get him through the door. If you look at his contribution on the pitch tonight, as opposed to Iwobi's, Iwobi gets so much grief. But to be fair, he puts effort into it. Iwobi's still developing his game. You know, I think Alex should be further along than what he is, but he doesn't hide. Tonight, I thought Mkhitaryan hid again. And that
And you
really
see his home games, and he'll be fantastic. But I don't know. Look, I hope he makes like an idiot and plays in both semi-finals, and scores a goal or makes something or whatever. But regardless, even if he plays brilliantly from now to the end of the season, there's still a question mark over his Arsenal future, I think.
If you look, at his contribution over the season, we look at a bit more balance to him when he's been on the right-hand side. That's fair comment. But his actual contribution to this team, it's an absolute joke. And he's pocketing £1 million a month from us. And to put in that performance tonight in a big-time game, I just think it shows an absolute lack of ambition. He can shove his Mkhitaryan doll up his ass. Josh, you're back. I hope you had a good dump. What were your thoughts on Mkhitaryan, mate?
Oh yeah, I think we should sell him. I think for all the arguments we see about Iwobi must be sold, he's like a cancer for the club. Look at Mkhitaryan, and as you've said, that his output this season has not been good enough by any stretch of the imagination. And it doesn't matter if both players were on exactly the same money. You get rid of Mkhitaryan anyway. He's just not worth. He's just not worth it as a player for us at all, and we could improve vastly in that position. And going for the pessimistic view, we're in Europa League next season. We'll just play Smith Rowe there. We'll play Nelson. We've got 2 young options that could play at that level. And we'd get a better output from them. Or if we don't, at least we're growing a player and giving them experience. Mkhitaryan isn't going to become a better player at Arsenal. He's at his peak.
It annoys me. When he first came, I thought, judging what I'd seen from him at Dortmund, you knew we'd be hot and cold, okay? But when he's just stood there, when he'll just stand there when people are counter-attacking and watch them run past the ball, and you just kind of think, where's your professionalism? Where is your professionalism? And that drives me absolutely nuts with him, I've tried to defend the guy all season. I'm at that point, where I'm just sick and tired of him. People talk about Mesut. People talk about Iwobi, give him a hard time. Well, Mkhitaryan gets away with blue murder in comparison. And he's an embarrassment at times. He absolutely needs to put his head out of his backside and put a bit of effort into it. Because, Kyle Bonner, how are you, Kyle? Hope you're well. Kyle says Mkhitaryan doesn't suit the Premier League. But this is Europe tonight. This is the type of game that should suit him. And he's got an opportunity to play 10. And instead of grasping the opportunity with both hands and having a go, he was pathetic.
I think Arsenic Gunners nailed it. Mickey plays like a stranger in a new team. And it's like we're trying to have to rebed him in. He's that bad at the moment.
Yeah. And this is the thing, Akira, for his talent level, it's such a shame because you know he's a talented player and you just want him to do well, but he just doesn't help himself, does he? It's a shame. It's a shame. Right, let's go to questions, shall we? First question of the night. Oh God, I haven't got the guy's name. Is it? Sorry, I'll go back on Twitter.
Just in case anyone had forgotten, though, we did win the game and we are in the semi-final of a European Cup. Just
if you're going to take anything away from it, we all hate Mkhitaryan.
Yeah, exactly. Kyle Palmer at. Well, he doesn't spell destructible cake without the. He spells destructible cake without the E. Asks and he says,
"Which E? There's a lot of E's in that."
With the first E.
Okay.
There's only 3 E's in it.
Well, you made it sound like there was only one.
Get on with it.
And he's asking this to Dom and says, break it to me, Doc. Will we see Ramsey in red and white again? Kyle, I asked this to Dom earlier on. Didn't see the incident. I described it to him. He says maybe 3 weeks, but he can't be sure that's seeing it.
Dom popped up in the chat earlier and he said, looking at our schedule and everything, he reckons if we get to the final, he could make a appearance. There we go. And like magic, he pops up. So if we make the final, Ramsey's triumphant return and final appearance for Arsenal, I'm just saying.
Let's hope so. But if we get to the final, it's a big one, isn't it? John, first year, Pete Cole. Oh no, I'll come back to that one. Unique 79 says, 3 clean sheets in a row. Am I actually living on planet Earth?
Yeah, it's surprising. I mean, the clean sheet. What was it? So it's tonight, Watford, and the previous Napoli game. Was that our last 3?
Yeah.
I would say the home one is less surprising, although it was against Napoli, and I expected them to be better, and I thought they probably could get a goal. But we do play so well at home that there was always a chance we get away with it. I didn't expect to get away from Watford and Napoli, the 2 away games, without conceding, though. So, we had a bit of good fortune in the Watford game in that Troy Deeney got sent off. Even then, we still played bad, and Watford probably could have scored, but they didn't. And we put in some decent saves and some good blocks and tackles and stuff. Tonight, we did give up some chances and their shooting boots weren't on, but we also put in some really good tackles. Cech made a few good saves. So, yeah, look, if we start coming into form like right now until the end of the season, perfect. We've timed it brilliantly. So I'm well happy, but I'm as surprised as he is.
Okay. Josh Archie asks, are we worried about Aubameyang missing easy chances lately at crucial stages? As I've seen already, people already say sell him. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I said sell him earlier. He's getting to that point now where you need someone like Chelsea to give us 50 million for him and watch him decline. I think he's lost that yard of pace because he's not had an injury, is he? He's just lacking kind of confidence, and to see him get that goal, which he really needed against Watford, and then put in this performance again and miss those chances, it is worrying, to be honest. And I think we should cut our losses whilst he's at his peak.
Oof. Okay. Strong, mate. Fair play. Pete Colson says, question for Jason. Can I put you down for membership of the Sock Pats fan club next season? The price of membership is very reasonable. Jason, just eat a large slice of humble pie. Oh, fuck, I don't know what game you're watching, Pete, mate. I think he's bang average. And still do, okay? Yes, he's all, he'll put his body in front of everything, to be fair to him. You can't question his commitment. But you watch that game back again tonight. Koscielny was magnificent. Kos was everywhere, okay? Kos cleaned up so much for Nacho and Socrates. It was unbelievable in my eyes, okay? I think he's bang average. I always will think he's bang average. He's better than I thought he would be, to be fair to him. So I have to say I was wrong beginning of the season. No issues with that. He's a good pro. But if you think we're getting anywhere up the league with him in that defence, it's a joke. Just have a look on Premier League stats. Compare him and Mustafi together for tackles, clearances, stuff like that. And have a look at that. That's what I see. It's the things he doesn't get to. He's not the quality we need. Squad player, fine. No problem with that. But I just think people wank over him, okay, because he's an Arsenal player. But he's absolutely bang average. John, Marble Halls TV says, if Spurs win the Champions League, how deep a hole would you dig to live in for the foreseeable future? Is it more incentive to win the Super Cup to slap them about?
Right, first of all, they are not winning the fucking Champions League.
Oh, John, you've joned it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake.
Why did you do this?
I had this discussion with a fellow Arsenal fan at work today because the conversation of that lot and what they did last night popped up. And I said, did you celebrate that Sterling goal like it was, do you remember when Sol Campbell scored against Barcelona in Champions League final? And he went, yeah, I did. I pretty much cheered as much as in that one. And then the VAR thing, I was like, oh, it's horrible. But look, it goes either one of two ways. They get embarrassed by Ajax and, maybe they'll come out of it and go, well, this Ajax team beat Real Madrid and everything else. It's still a bunch of kids, mugs, so fuck you. Or they somehow fluke it, but then get absolutely fucking destroyed by Messi and he just pulls their pants down and scores like 10 goals or something stupid. He's been on.
I'll say this now. I'd rather see Liverpool win the Champions League than the scum.
Oh, yeah. Like, I hate Liverpool, but they've already won it, so it's fine. But they're not going to...
Oh, they're just saying 6 times and...
I can say 6 times I want to stick it up your arse. They'll lose to Barca anyway, it's not a problem. But yeah. If it happened, though, me and Darren were discussing, would we just give up watching football? Like, we might have to become rugby fans or something, because I just don't think I could live with it.
I can help you there. Don't worry. Sorry. Josh, Fly K, as Jim Housen says, asks, anyone else disappointed with not getting a Santi semi?
Yeah, a little bit. But we're getting a Cock Gabriel reunion.
Cocky's banned for this game.
Cock is banned for the first game. He's got crabs.
It's not going to make a difference, is it?
But Gabriel...
It'll make it
Gabriel's going to go around and he's just going to kill everyone. We probably won't make the final thinking about that.
Oh, come
All
on.
our players are going to
be funny. Gabriel kills somebody. That's all he's ever got done for. He got red carded for tripping a bloody Diego Costa. He's the biggest shithouse in the park.
Yeah.
Gabriel was the Brazilian.
Honest to God. But what do people watch? What do people watch when they watch football? Oh, he smashed him into next week. Bollocks, he did. He had a little nibble at his ankles. Fucking honesty. Gabriel and Cock. Fucking, I've had enough.
It's going to be a nice reunion, won't it, though? Coquelin will get his first goal that he's ever got against us.
You can see that happening, can you? You really could. John, are you confident of beating Valencia? You're on mute, mate.
Am I confident? First leg's at home, I think. We're at home first. Yes, I think. Yeah. I mean, that doesn't sound very confident, does it? It'll be hard. I think it will be harder than the Napoli game. The problem is I don't watch a lot of La Liga, so I don't know how good, Valencia are.
It's a fraudster league. They got Coquelin in midfield and Gabriel at centre half.
But they won't have Coquelin for the first leg, so that's good for them.
And Gabriel doesn't start for them.
We'll beat them home and away. We'll be fine.
Well, there you go. Jason said we'll beat them home and away, so I'm not worried now.
Thank you very much. Josh, Fly KJ asks again, if we get to the final and it's against Chelsea, are you worried?
No, not really. Is that it? I mean, that's my answer. I'm not worried if we get Chelsea. I'm not worried by anyone that's left in the Europa League, to be honest.
I feel exactly the same way, pal.
Yeah. No, we'll beat them. Unless they let Sarri smoke on the sideline.
It all depends. If Emery starts Guendouzi and Elneny in the middle, we're fucked.
Oh, we'll still rule Kante out of the game. That overrated little shit.
God, you're going full Chris Carpenter, aren't you?
No, I think Kante was shit before Chris Carpenter. Don't put us two together. How dare you? I've got my own views, Jace. They're not all just Chris's, rehashed.
John, formerly Noza, asks, do we need a striker upgrade in the summer?
I get what you and Josh are saying about selling Aubameyang. I don't think he's that bad. I know.
I've not said it. I've not said that. That's what Josh said.
But you look at his goal return this season.
It's only going to get worse, John.
Maybe, but I would also argue that the fucking service he's had at times this season has been absolutely garbage, to be fair, in a lot of games. If we're pushing for a title, going for a title, then yeah, maybe we do need an upgrade. But I don't think we're in that position yet. So no, I think there's other areas of the team that are more important. Would I take one if there's one available? Yeah, I don't think Aubameyang is as bad as everyone says. Do I think he is a bit of a pace merchant, a bit one-dimensional? Yes, but do I think that works a lot of the time? Fuck yes, it does. Look at his goal return. People are saying he's a tapping merchant. It's true. I don't care. Gary Lineker was as well. It all works.
He's not very good at a tapping merchant after that chance he squandered.
Look, the better strikers have missed better chances than that.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you look at our squad, if you look at our fan base and what they want, we'll have a whole new team in next season.
Yeah.
But we ain't going to have it, are we?
We've
only got X amount of pounds.
Perfection. Don't get me wrong. I will criticise him when he misses, and he should have scored tonight. But I don't think he's as bad as people have said. And just look at the number of goals he's got this season. I think it's a great return, and I do think his service has been poor at times. That he's got Lacazette as well.
Yeah, you look at his work rate at the end of that game; it was phenomenal. His work rate is superb. Yeah, he's struggling, but I mean, what are you going to have to pay for an upgrade?
Oh, just get Giroud back.
Oh, fuck off!
We got Lacazette. Lacazette was our first
went
striker.
2 months of scoring for us, and yet everybody wanks over him.
And now you're wanking over Aubameyang, and he's only scored 1 goal.
I'm not wanking over him. I'm trying to offer you a reasonable thing. If you want an upgrade on Aubameyang, okay, how much are you going to have to pay for that?
I don't think it's talking about an upgrade. It's more looking.
Well, the question was, do we need a striker upgrade in the summer? So if you need an upgrade on him,
like for like replacement for sure. And there's people about. There's young strikers coming through, and we've got Lacazette. Lacazette can be our upgrade in the summer. Lacazette's only going to get better, and making him our first choice striker.
Well, he is our first choice striker, isn't he?
Well, not at the beginning of the season, he wasn't, was he? It was Aubameyang.
He is now. He's been.
Yeah. So okay, you now agreeing that Aubameyang has regressed, so we can do better than the Aubameyang we had at the beginning of the season.
I just think Lacazette's won the position. I think you got 2 good options. We don't play to Aubameyang's strengths to begin with, okay?
So what's the point in having him then? If we don't play to his strengths, it's pointless having him. It's the same as we have with Giroud.
But this is the thing, okay? Who are you going to get in? You're going to have to sell him. You're going to have to. We're not going to spend that money. We're just not.
Get on with it.
Look how many goals he scored. Who scored more goals this season? Lacazette or Aubameyang?
But whose output's higher?
Well, if it's on goals,
Lacazette, no, the output. Yeah, but we're also
it's Aubameyang on goals, isn't it?
Yeah, but
it's Aubameyang on goals. What are strikers paid to do? Score goals.
Goals and assists.
Let's move on. We can do this all night. Sorry, Thomas from Norway. I'm not asking your first question. Second question from Thomas from Norway. John, will Guardiola die of depression over the weekend?
Oh God!
Fuck us, Ash. Jesus!
I honestly thought he might collapse at the side of the pitch when that goal got disallowed. Did you see? If anyone hasn't seen it, anyone in the chat box or who's listening later, there's a great little video of a Man City fan who left as Sterling scored the goal, walked out the stadium, and someone's interviewing him, doing a little vox pop, saying, "You must be disappointed." And the City fan says, "No, what are you talking about? We won the game." He said, "No, got disallowed." He didn't stay to see that there was a VAR decision that he got ruled out. So I'd imagine Pep will look something like that. I'm hoping that City are going to take their vengeance and just smash the fuck out of them. But oh God, no, I wouldn't want to be him at the moment. Fucking miserable.
To be fair, you run a crucify off us players, and you, especially as defenders.
Oh yeah.
Josh Thomas from Norway asks again: did Stanley Kubrick design your set?
I don't know who Stanley Kubrick is.
You fucking see? Oh, jeez.
Is he the guy that faked the moon landing?
Fuck sakes.
Oh,
honest to fuck. Josh, you're back on the naughty step.
It's not my fault. I'm not 100 years old. Who is he? He didn't do Apollo 13, did he? He did the other one. The other space
You
one.
ignorant Neanderthal.
Shining? Did
Right,
Shining?
John,
All right.
Daniel Kupka asks, anybody fancy Frankfurt in the final?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be a different. I mean, it's them or Chelsea, isn't it? Ugh, I don't know. I don't know who I'd rather have. I think I would like Chelsea because it feels like a bigger game and it's like more of an occasion. Everything. It's weird for two English clubs to fucking Baku to play the final though. Frankfurt would be different. I don't know. It wouldn't feel as like big an occasion, I suppose.
As long as we win, who gives a fuck?
That is also the more important thing. Yeah.
Josh, you're off the naughty step for the time being. Unique 79 asks, what do you think about chances of finishing in the top 4 and winning the Europa League?
I reckon still pretty high. I think we can still do it. Positive vibes. We'll do it.
Okay, I got to be honest with you. It all depends how long Ramsey's out for.
We're not on one
That's
man.
the way I look at it. Well, look at our performances without him as opposed to with him. And that tells you a story. But fingers crossed, isn't it? Unique 79 also asks, he says, Jace, Bale has learned Spanish. Ramsey will learn Italian. Do you think do Chris Carpenter a favour and complete the circle by learning French? Ooh la la, Unique. Ooh la la. No chance. That's fucking Chris Carpenter and that thing. Michael Hahnemann, John. Michael Hahnemann asks, would you take us winning the Europa League and finishing top 4 and Spurs winning the Champions League?
No. No. I couldn't stomach them winning that. Not a chance. I'd rather we're in the Europa League again next season. Fuck that. Sorry. Someone asked me at work who he's a Man United fan, but he's not like a huge football fan, I guess, in the way that we are. And he said, would you take Arsenal getting relegated if it meant Tottenham didn't win the league? I was like, absolutely. I didn't even think about it. I was like, I'd rather Arsenal relegated than them ever win the league title. I was joking. How's that even a question? He looked so shocked. It's like, I don't want him to win anything ever. Well, fuck no.
I know. Josh, Michael Hahnemann.
Sorry, Dom's answered the question for me. I'd rather guide my dad into my mum than see Spurs win.
I gotta be honest with you. Fucking hell. I'd rather have to. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know when it's like with dogs and you have to hold the dog, the male dog?
I've had to do that. It's fucking horrible.
What are you two doing with dogs?
Oh.
We're breeding a Doberman. She's a Doberman growing up. She's lovely. Sean, poor Sean. I had to guide this blood. Oh,
Stop it. Keep going.
Oh, I was there in tears. My poor dog. Oh, fucking hell. Sorry. Michael Hahnemann asks Josh, Ozil or Mkhitaryan for the next couple of games without Ramsey? Personally, I'd go with Ozil, but Mickey will probably be Emery's top go-to man.
If we keep the kind of system we're going with, then Mesut Ozil. Otherwise, maybe Iwobi, to be honest. I know I've
On
answered
form, I'd play fucking Coquelin over him. Over Mkhitaryan.
He doesn't play for us, though.
Damn. But that's how bad I feel about it.
Yeah, no, I'd play Ozil.
Yeah. John Pete Coulson says, bitch-ass question of the night. Choose, fools. Spuds win the Champions League and we finish 4th, or we finish 5th and the Spuds lose to Ajax in the semis. I answered that.
Yeah. Spurs.
5th.
Yeah, we finish 5th in Europa League and we get into Champions League.
I'd finish fucking 7th ahead of that. Karen Russell asks, do you think we can win Europa League and leapfrog that lot to finish 3rd? I did before the Ramsey injury. I don't know. Genuinely don't. I hope I'm wrong, but Palace home aren't the issue, are they? it's the away games that are the issue, and that's the problem for us. But Unai's got to be. He's got to be proactive. He's got to go out attacking teams. No more of this sitting back shit. He's got to be like he set up tonight. I thought the way he set up tonight was perfect. That was brilliant to watch. So hopefully we can. Josh, Jonas Hestrom asks, what do you think of the overall result against Valencia is going to be?
Arsenal win, and we will progress to the final. It will be glorious, and we'll do it all without Aaron Ramsey.
Wait and see.
You just said we'd win both games.
Yeah, I do. I know. But I'm just shooting my mouth off. I like to shoot my mouth off. That's what I do.
Wind your neck in, Jace.
Jeffrey O'Hara asks, does Cech keep his spot in Europa starting 11 in the semis and the final?
Yeah, for me he does. Yeah. He hasn't done anything wrong. There's no need to drop him. We've been playing fine with him. Perhaps the defenders aren't as comfortable giving him the ball as they are, Leno. But yeah, keep him in there.
Okay. Josh Gooner, 1982, asks, are you still worried about away form given we still have Leicester, Wolves and Burnley? Do you think the last 2 games can be a catalyst for the rest of the season?
I was a little worried about our away form, but the turn of the year seems to have been quite good to us. I know every single game that is now coming up to us can only be described as a potential banana skin for us, but I don't think they're any more than that. I'd be quite positive about them. Leicester, I'm not too worried about. Wolves, I think a lot of people are worrying about their form against the top 4 or top 6. We drew with them earlier in the season, but they also lost twice to Huddersfield. And I think it's just a case, if you get your tactics right, Wolves are there for the taking.
Okay. Right, I'm up here. I know the hell we are now. Matthew D'Souza John asks, does Emery need to protect Cos by resting him now and then?
Yeah, I'm hoping. I assume he'd rest him for the Palace game this weekend. Is it Palace this weekend? I can't fucking remember.
Palace Monday,
yeah. Yeah, sorry, Monday, not the weekend. So yeah, I'd rest him for that, and then see where you go with him, because I'd try and save him for the away games. Basically, I know we have got more away than home, but they're the ones I try and save him for.
Yeah. And Josh Robinson from Twitter asks, what result that was, but most importantly, what do you think of Aubameyang's new haircut? Josh, your ginger, answer.
My ability to get haircuts is ever so quickly diminishing, though. So I can't comment on it. I think it looks like he's trying to draw out curtains from his mohawk. It's a bit weird.
It wasn't the greatest, was it? That's what coming from me. That's it for tonight. We've been going far too long. Far.
Answer Michael Hanneman's question then. The last one.
Which one's that? I missed it. Well, let's ask it then.
Okay. Will the show be finished before the time we play Palace?
I fucking hope so. I lost the will to live 20 minutes ago.
I'd quite like to enjoy my Easter weekend at some point.
Yeah, Jesus will have died and resurrected by the time we finish the show.
I gotta be honest, I thought the game was shit. I thought we got lucky, and I had enough.
And
right, that's it.
Who cares? Because we're in a semi-final. I couldn't care.
I love a good semi. Yeah, right, that's it.
Attached to a Doberman.
Josh,
I love that.
I'm a naughty step.
Josh, chat box, say goodbye to Josh. You won't be seeing the rest of the season. Fucking hell, these gingers, they all get a bit of themselves on again, don't they? Right, that's it. Chat box, thank you very much. You've been superb. It's been some really, really good banter in there. It's been some really good points. Really enjoyed that. So thank you so much for that. Massive shout outs to Michael Hahnemann, J Rob, Ivona Kofor, Jonas Herstrom, Unique 79, Jim Howson, Michael Hernandez twice, and his lovely daughter Aaliyah, Jonas Segtenberg, and Gary Donahue. You've been magnificent. Thank you very, very much. 122 likes. That's a bit shit, isn't it? Come on. Get them going. Get them going. To those of you listening on other platforms, we really do appreciate your support. Thank you very, very much. Without you, we're just a bunch of idiots talking nonsense to ourselves. As it is, we talk nonsense to you guys. We have a new T-shirt coming out, people. This is it. That's the front of it, which you can see on me now. And on the back, we have that. So I hope you can see it. It's nice. It's new. Danny will be promoting these. I think we may be selling a few of them. So if you want to see them, they're at the end of the show. But you probably lost the will to live and listen by now. So there you go. They'll be available again. Daniel showed them on next week's podcast. My thanks to you, John.
No worries, Jace. Always a pleasure.
You were great.
Of course. Learn from the best.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Josh, take care. Good night. Thank you. Won't be seeing you till next season, will we, Josh? Until you save that beard and roll your neck in, you cheeky fuck.
At least got a neck to roll in.
Ooh, look at him. He's getting all fucking antsy. Right, we will be back after the Palace show. It will be myself, John, and Aussie Dom. Next week, you will have a podcast with the wonderful Danny, the GFP. I think he's trying to get Carl and Fifey on. Yeah.
The train off.
Battle of the Underground, Jesus, they'll have Girls Aloud playing in the background. Sounds of the Underground, isn't it? It'll all be going on. Yeah, that's it. It's a win. We're through to a semi. We should be a bit more positive. But hey, we're mourning gits. John, switch this shit off.